Hi my loves, welcome back to the channel. It's your favorite girl Favor here. So guys, today we are going to be learning how to cut and sew this beautiful shift dress you're seeing me wearing here with a bell sleeve and a stylish keyhole neck. If this sounds like something that you're interested in, without wasting much of your time, let's head to the tutorial proper. So for today's tutorial, we are going to be making use of this fabric you're seeing here. This is a flowered silk. This is the material I have, and we have this to be 2 yards. So if you're on the plus side, I recommend 3 yards or 2.5 yards. Now, because of this, how silky this fabric is, we cannot be able to cut on it. So we're going to first of all draft on our pattern paper here, and then we'll transfer it. Okay. So guys, for us to start up, we're going to come here and come out by 1/2 inch. So if you've been following the YouTube channel, you know this is a regular thing we do. Come down by 1/2 inch. Now from this point here, we're going to mark our shoulder divided by 2, which is 8. I'll mark it down here. Now the width of the neck we're going to be working with today is 3 inches. I will mark it down here, and the depth we're going to be working with today for the back neck, we're going to be making use of 1.5 inch. I will mark it here, and then we'll go ahead and use our curve rule to just connect it like this. Now for the front neckline, because we're going to be cutting the front and the back together on this pattern, I came down by 3 inches, and then we'll go ahead and connect it. So this one now is going to be for the front neck. Now from this point, our 8 inches will come down by 1 inch, which is going to be 7 as our shoulder slope. Now from that 1 inch, we're going to go ahead and connect it to the neck depth. Now from that point here, from this our 1 inch that we came down, we're going to mark our round bust divided by 6 plus 1.5 inch allowance. So whatever you get, you mark down. Mine gave me 7.5. I will mark the 7.5 here. Now we'll go ahead and connect it to this point. Now just to verify, I want to make sure that I have the 8 inches, so you can see that this is where my 8 inch is. Then I'll go ahead and connect. So this other line is out, and then we'll curve it out like this. So after curving it out, we'll go ahead and get our waist measurement. So I'll place my tape from this where we had our 1/2 inch. I will come down here by 15 inches, which is going to be my waistline. I'll come down by 16 inches rather, and then after connecting the 16 inches, I will go ahead and still connect the lines, but I just want to make sure that I still have 16 inch here so that we'll get a straight line. Then we'll go ahead and just connect the lines just like this. All right, now from that point, we're going to go ahead and get the full length of our gown. So depending on the length you want to work with, but for me, the length we are going to be working with today is going to be 34 inches. I will mark the 34 down here, and then I'll add 1 inch allowance for folding. Then I will go ahead and connect it just like this. Please go ahead and connect yours, and then we'll label this. Then here is going to be our waistline. Okay, this is our waistline. Now to get our armhole curve, we're going to come here and mark my round bust divided by 4. Mine gave me 9 inches. Now we're going to be adding allowances. You can see from the clothes that it's not really fitted. It's a shift dress and it's really free. So I will add 2 inches for ease, and then I will also go ahead and add extra 1 inch for closing up, making it a total of 3 inches allowance that we add. Then from this our shoulder slope, we're going to divide our armhole by 2, just the same way I divided it with my tape. Now from that division, we're going to come in by 1/2 inch. Now this 1/2 inch we're coming in is going to be for the front neckline. Remember, we're cutting the back and the front together, and the front armhole is usually deeper than that of the back, so we're going to connect 2 lines. So this one here is going to be for the front, and then the normal one at the back here is for the back neck, for the back armhole. So from this point, now the next thing we're going to do is to get our waist measurement. My waist measurement is 28. 28 divided by 4 will give us 7 inches. I will mark the 7 down here. Remember, we added extra 3 inches allowance at the armhole, so that 3 inch allowance will still repeat it down here. I will mark. Now at this point here, at this full length, depending on how wide you want yours to be, for me I want it to be really flayed. so I will be making the wideness of 15 inches. I will mark the 15 inches. Now from this 15 inches, we are going to come up by 1 inch. This is to eliminate any sharp edge, and then we'll go ahead and connect from our armhole to our waistline, then from our waistline to our 15 inches to the full length for that point. Then at that 1 inch that we came up, we're just going to curve it in like that. So after curving it in, I'll just use my marker to trace it out so that we'll see the lines clearly. Now after marking it, we're going to go ahead and cut it following the direction of our chalk. So we're going to be cutting out the back pattern first. You can see that it's the back neckline that I cut, and you see that this first armhole curve is what I cut, and then at this full length we're just going to curve it out. So we're going to use this to cut on our fabric. Now I have placed this on our fabric, and then now we're going to use it to be cutting out the back pieces first. Remember what the pattern we drafted is for both the front and the back, so we're going to be cutting out the back pieces first. All right, so guys, I've cut out the back. Now we're going to work on the front. So from that, our 3 inches that we came down for our neck depth for the front, we'll come down again by 4 inches for the keyhole design that is at the front. So I'll mark the 4 inch. Now from this point here, this our neck, will come in by 1/2 inch, and then we're going to just go ahead and just curve it in to that 4 inch that we marked, just like this. Can you see what I'm doing here? Just curve it to this point, and then we're going to now go ahead and just cut it out. So we're now going to go ahead and trim it up for the front neck. So trim out the front neckline now, cut out the keyhole design, and then also trace out the armhole, and then we use it to place on our fabric. So guys, I've gone ahead to cut it on our fabric. So all we just need to do is for us to just, you see that keyhole, just go ahead and cut it out, and then cut out the front neckline just like this. Okay, so guys, after cutting it, this is what we have. This is for the front. You can see what the keyhole looks like. Now we're going to go ahead and cut interfacing for this front pattern here. Now this is the pieces. We're going to go ahead and fold the pieces into 2 like this. Can you see the way I folded it? Now after folding it into 2, we're going to arrange it properly, and then pick out the main cloth that we already cut and place it on top of it like this. Can you see the way I'm arranging it? This is just really easy. Place it together, make sure they are together, and then place the front on the pieces that we have, and then just use it to trace out the design at the front and round to the neckline, just the way I'm doing it. All right, so after cutting it, we're going to go ahead and just trim it all the way. This is the round neck, and then this is the keyhole design. Now we're going to go ahead and remove it. So depending on how you want your own design to be, just go ahead and trim it out. It's really easy. So after trimming it out, we're going to go ahead now, open up the front pattern just the way I opened it up. Pick up this interfacing, the front side facing each other. Please take note, the front side facing each other, and then we place it on top of it like this, and then go ahead and close it up following the direction of my chalk. Just close it up by 1/2 inch or 1/4 inch, just like this. Okay, so you want to make sure you pin yours down because this fabric is really silky. I will go ahead now and just pin it down at this point here, just for me to be on the safer side to avoid it moving away. So I'll go ahead and close it up from this point, where 1/2 inch to this point here, and then to this point. Then the same thing, the same way we cut out the interfacing for the front, is the same way we're going to be cutting for the back. So that's why this back is fast forwarded. So please do not mind the joining at the back of my own. My fabric is not enough. I was just really managing. I had to join the pieces to get 2 yards before I was able to create this tutorial. So just the same way we cut out for the front, we're going to go ahead and just curve it out. Any design you want yours to have, you're going to do it. So I'll go ahead now and stitch it, and then just close it up by 1/2 inch and bring it back. So guys, I've gone ahead to close up the front. So the next thing we're going to do right now is to go ahead and just give it a notch all around here for it to be easy for us to be able to iron and for it to lap properly. You can see the way I'm notching it. Now after notching it all around, we're going to go ahead and then turn it in turn it in and then iron it out. You want to make sure you iron it out, so you want to turn it out like this. Just turn it like this and then give it a really nice press. So I'll take this to the ironing table, iron it out, and then also iron out for the back neckline as well, and then I'll bring it out. Okay, so please make sure you give it a nice press. That is where it will relax properly. So guys, I've gone ahead now to iron it out, and this is what the keyhole design looks like. Can you see? So this is what the inside of it looks like. Can you see what it looks like? So the next thing we are going to do right now is to go ahead and place the front side facing each other. So this is for the back. These front pieces, the right side facing each other. Can you see the right side facing each other, and place it on top of each other like this? Now we are going to go ahead and join the shoulder. Now we're going to open up that interfacing that we used to turn it up for the neck. Open the two up like this. Can you see the way I opened it up? Now when we open it up, we want to make sure that the joining at the same point, facing each other. Now we will now go ahead and just pick it up like this, and then after picking it up like this, you will now just take it to the back like this, and then you will now sew. So I'll pin it down. So you see where I pinned down, you're going to be joining the shoulder by 1/2 inch. So I'll go ahead and join it, do the same thing for this other side, and then I will bring it back for us to see. So guys, I've gone ahead now to join the shoulder. You can see what it looks like. So the essence of this interfacing is that it automatically locks this shoulder at this point, so it gives it a nice finishing. Now we're going to go ahead and turn it to the right side of this fabric, just the way you see me turning it in like this, and then we are going to go ahead and get the round circumference of our armhole curve. So you can see how relaxed it is. Can you see what it looks like? Now we're going to arrange it properly and then get the round circumference of our armhole curve. So when I did this, mine gave me 10.5. Can you see the way I made it? So mine gave me 10.5. So we're going to use it to cut out our sleeve. Now we're going to be drafting our sleeve. So this is what it looks like. So please do not mind my pattern. I have to join the pieces. I really do not have any pattern. Now the length of the sleeve we're working with is going to be 25 inches. I will mark it down, 24 plus 1 inch, making it 25 inches because the sleeve is really long. So we're going to go ahead and connect this line just like this, the way I've connected it like this. Okay, so after connecting the line, we're going to come down to this starting point. So from this starting point, we are going to come down by 4.5 inches, which is going to be 7 as our biceps line. I'll come down by 4.5. So here is automatically our starting point. So please take note of that. Then we're going to go ahead and connect the lines, that biceps line. So guys, I've gone ahead now to draw out the line. Now remember that the round sleeve that we had was 10.5. Now we're going to be cutting for the front and the back, so that is 21 inches. So we're going to come here now and mark our 10.5 at this point. Now after marking the 10.5, the next thing we are going to do is to come to this our starting point here. I will come in by 4 inches at this point. Okay, from this point here I'll come in by 4 inches. Then from that 4 inches, we're going to go ahead and curve out just like this. So our curving is going to start from this 4 inches. You want to, from this point, you're going to now curve it to go and meet that 10.5 that we marked at this point. Okay, so we're going to just go ahead and just give it a nice curve, but remember that your curving is going to start from that 4 inches that we came in by. All right, now after curving it out to this point, we are still going to go ahead and get the round sleeve. Remember what we have is 10.5. So from here now, we're going to go ahead and just measure it round to see where our 10.5 is going to stop. Now you can notice our 10.5 inches, the position has changed because there's a curve now. It's no longer a straight line. Please take note, it's because of here now is out, so we now have 10.5 inch up there because our sleeve has been curved, our sleeve cap has been curved out. All right, that is why it's no longer at this point. So from here now, we are going to go ahead and come to this point here. Now, depending on how wide you want your ball sleeve or your bail sleeve to be, you're going to go ahead and mark the wideness you want. So for me, the wideness we're going to be using is 14 inches. I will mark the 14 inches at this point. So guys, I did not capture the part where you have from that 14 inches, you're going to come up by half an inch to just make sure it does not have that sharp edge. I hope you understand. Then from that, our new 10.5, we're going to go ahead and connect the sleeve line, just straight line like this to meet the sleeve length, just like this. All right. And then we label it and go ahead and cut. So when I finish cutting it, I'll use it to cut on our fabric and then I'll bring it back. So guys, I've gone ahead now to cut it out. So this is the curve I was trying to explain to us earlier on to eliminate every sharp edge. And then this is our sleeve. This is what our trumpet sleeve or bell sleeve, whichever one you call it, looks like. Now we're going to bring our fabric and open it up. So at this our shoulder point here, the next thing we are going to do is to pick our sleeve here. Now when we pick our sleeve, we are going to go ahead and join the sleeve together like this to get the midpoint of our sleeve. Now when we get the midpoint of our sleeve, we are going to go ahead and then just give it a notch at this middle. All right, so at this point we'll give it a notch to know the middle. Now that I've gotten the middle, we're going to pick it up the front side of the sleeve. Please take notes, can you see? And then place it on the front side of the fabric facing each other. We'll join it that place that we notch at the center of our shoulder where we had our shoulder joining. I will go ahead and pin it down, and then you will not pin it or arrange it properly. As you're arranging it, you want to make sure you're pinning it to that point. Okay, now after pinning it to the end, you can see that our sleeve and the round sleeve we had, our round sleeve curve was made together. So I'll do the same thing for this other side, join it, and then I will also join for the other side, and then I'll bring it back. So my loves, I have gone ahead to join our sleeve, and this is what it looks like. Can you see? So this is what you should be having at this point as well. So the next thing we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and turn this out now to the wrong side of the clothes. We're going to go ahead and turn it to the wrong side of the fabric. We're now going to pick our sleeve here and make sure the armhole, the sleeve is merging together like this. Can you see what we have? And then we'll go ahead and use 1 inch and close it up all the way to this armhole curve here, and then still connect it from that armhole curve at this point to the full length. Now when we get to the full length, at this point I will go ahead and use half an inch, close it up first and close it back, and I'll bring it back, and then I'll also go ahead and hem the edges of our sleeve. I will bring it back. So my loves, I have gone ahead to join it together and I gave it a really nice press. So you want to make sure you give this a very nice press, and that brings us to the end of our tutorial for today. So if you have watched this tutorial to this end, thank you so much for watching. Please do not forget to click on the subscribe button. Please do not forget to turn on your notification bell so that you'll be notified on our next tutorial, and please do not forget to share this tutorial so that somebody else might find it interesting, will get to see it. Okay, and please my loves, do not forget to go green. See you on our next tutorial.